Kırşehir has a long way back in its history. It even has its name in the history resources of the Hittites. Kırşehir is a steppe. The Turks have called this city in the middle of an endless steppe the City of the Roses due to its being known for its roses. However, it keeps its name as Kırşehir nowadays. Kırşehir is one of the 13 cities of the Mid-Anatolia. In 1941, the First Geography Congress in Ankara decided to add this area and Middle Kızılırmak into the Mid-Anatolian region. Kırşehir is surrounded by many cities. To its east and southeast is Nevşehir, to its south is Aksaray, to its west and northwest is Kırıkkale, to its northeast is Yozgat, to its east is Kayseri, and to its west is Ankara. The city's highness from sea level is between 935 to 1400 meters. Kırşehir is in fact a junction for Turkey, since it is the center for highway and transportation from east to west and south to north. It has the possibility of transportation between many cities in Turkey. Kırşehir has been the home for many civilizations. The land of Kırşehir was a part of the landscape of the Hittites, who were the first to build a foundation of a political union in Anatolia. Later on, this land housed the Assyrians, Persians, and Macedonians. It was also a part of the Roman Empire when Cappadocia was attached to the Romans. After 1071, once the Anatolian land was opened to the Turks, Kırşehir had opened up its doors to a civilization that would identically match its genes. First in the conquests of the Karamanlis and then to Fatih Sultan Mehmet and Yavuz Sultan Selim, Kırşehir was definitely under the rule of the Ottoman Empire. Kırşehir has kept its ability to be open to development. Education is the most important fact that the people of Kırşehir has. The literacy rate has been increasing in Kırşehir, proven by its success in the college entrance exams in the last 10 years. Kırşehir played an important role within Mustafa Kemal Atatürk's independence war by sending hundreds of brave souls to the war. It came to the point where both the Independence War and the Çanakkale War was over. Approximately every household had a veteran or a martyr. Kırşehir is also known for its hot spring and blessed water, and is also popular for the concept of ahilik, life going on, and being the city of Ahi Evran. Kırşehir has improved itself in the 14th century due to its importance in tradesman organization. Ahi Evran Veli developed the concept of tradesman organization and created the hierarchy of apprentice, assistant, and craftsman between artists and artist self. In the concept of ahilik, it is very important to have the brains, morals, scientific knowledge, and quality. If the craftsman does not have any of these skills, there is no way he could be placed in the concept of ahilik. Ahilik emphasizes the importance of an artist or craftsman to keep his hands and words to himself. Ahilik is the developing point of unionizing, total quality, and banking. If a person is good at what he does in ahilik, he is rewarded and a way is set for him to step into trading. Now you can realize the respect people of Kırşehir has for Ahi Evran every time they see his monument. His tomb is also in Kırşehir and people still visit the tomb and himself in Ahi Evran Mosque. The mosque was restored in 1972. Kırşehir is at the same time the city of great poet Yunus Emre that emphasizes the importance of love towards friends. Yunus Emre says, "I didn't come here for my case. My purpose is all about love. The friend's house is feelings. I have come to build feelings." What Yunus Emre emphasizes also could be seen in the people of Kırşehir. Yunus Emre's shrine is located between Kırşehir and Aksaray at a countryside called Ziyarettepe. The Aşık Pasha Shrine in Kırşehir is one of the most popular historical places. It was built by Alaaddin Ali Shahruhi in 1333 when it was covered with marble, and it has a dome that looks like the Kyrgyz tent, which gives it a fantastic look. The narrow and long portals on the side gives it a much different look than the Selçuk architecture. Aşık Pasha has shown his sincerity about the Turkish language by putting together the 12,000 couplets and forming the Garipname. And he has written this poem to emphasize it. Nobody would look at the Turkish language. Not all hearts would beat for Turks. Even the Turk did not know these languages. Be a narrow way, almighty distance. There's a rumor that says the intangible founder of the Ottoman Empire, Şeyh Edebali, was born in Kırşehir. It is said that Şeyh Edebali was born in İnançköyü, only 10 kilometers away from Kırşehir, and nowadays there's a mosque being built and ceremonies being organized for Şeyh Edebali in İnançköyü. The Cacabe school was built in the times of the Selçuks when Kılıç Arslan's son, Keyhüsrev, was the ruler by Cibril bin Cacabe in 1271-1272. The school was actually built as an observation house and sky science. Later on, this masterpiece was turned into a mosque and in the beginning gave service as an astronomy university. Nowadays, a restaurant has been built and the motifs and designs of missiles on the sides of the mosque make it far more interesting. It is known that the Kapıcı Cami is a masterpiece of the Ottomans. However, the exact date it was built is not known. You enter the mosque through this spot where there are 3 domes and a closed section for the community. The actual setting for prayer is a square-shaped and it is covered by a dome. Lale Mosque belongs to the 13th century. The mosque is made of rubble and stones and has 3 domes. The building being used now as a mosque at the time in the 13th century was used as a mint. Melik Gazi Kümbeti is in the center of the city. It was built between 1240 and 1250 by Melik Muzaffedrin Behram Shah, sons of Mengiçüks, for his wife. Kümbet has a square-shaped octagonal base. They used triangular chamfer during the transition of cylinder conical shaping. These chamfers give the kümbet a tent-like look. We can see that this Turkish shrine architecture look has been influenced by the Middle Asian tent art, and kümbet is a very powerful example for this. In the Kirsehir-Turkey village, the bridge above Kızılırmak was built by the Selçuks in the year 1248 while the Kirsehir-Turkey caravanserai was being built. The bridge was built in order to connect Kırşehir and Konya and is one of the most important masterpieces in the Turkish architecture. Kirsehir-Turkey is 400 meters long, 6 meters wide, and has 13 divisions. The bridge has been constructed over and over again in 1616, 1849, 1925, and 2005. Right next to the bridge is the caravanserai. It was built by the chieftain Nurettin Caca in the term of 2nd Gıyasettin Keyhüsrev during the Selçuks. In 1989, it was rebuilt by Foundation's directorship and has gotten its shape and form today. It's an interesting structure with different and original architectural designs. The Kırşehir Museum's archaeological and ethnographic pieces explain not only the city's style, but also its people's style. In the archaeology department of the museum, nearly all the historical pieces are displayed. In the ethnography department, there are displays of local motifs like calligraphy, original rugs, and pots and other materials that the people of Kırşehir use. Kırşehir is also very known for its popular string instrument, saz, artists, and composers. Kırşehir has always been well known for training culture geniuses and has added enormous contributions to the Turkish culture. From this land, there have been a lot of string instruments, bozlak, folk music, and composers out of this land. One of these composers is Dalaloğlu. The people of Avşar migrated. Those people are our people, says Dalaloğlu, being the voice of courage, royalty, and corporation. Dalaloğlu was born in Çukurova and died in Kaman. His grave is in the Dalaloğlu Cultural Park in Kaman. Another composer and saz player is Aşık Said. He was born in the town of Toklumen. He is the unforgettable name of love and says, Kırşehir's roses will end. Birds flutter on branches and sing. In a lot of beauties, there will be a violin on top of the eyebrows.
Aşıp aşıp giden eller bizimdir. Aman arabaları da yakın. İder yırağı yırağı. Yüce dağdan aşan yollar bizimdir. Araba telleri da yakın.
Muharrem Ertaş, one of the unforgettable voices. Father of Bozlak, Scream of Hardship. In 1913, at Yağmurlu Büyükova village has started a life that poor and suffering and has ended in a hut at Bağbaşı village in Kırşehir when he was 71. Master Yusuf was the real master of Muharrem Ertaş. Yusuf Usta is one of the most successful artists who could compose and sing the poems of Aşık Said, and he taught all he knows to Muharrem Ertaş. Muharrem Usta left this world very quietly and in poverty on December 3rd, 1984. It was a bizarre death for the fantastic voice and interpreter.
Aman belimizden de kılıcımızın kirmanı.
Gönül dağı yağmur yağmur boran olunca akar can özümde sel gizli gizli bir tenhada can cananı bulunca sinamı yaralar yaroy yaroy yaroy yaroy yaroy yaroy dil gizli gizli dil gizli gizli sinamı yaralar yaroy yaroy yaroy yaroy yaroy yaroy dil gizli gizli dil gizli gizli.
And this, my Saz's piece of advice belongs to the living legend who follows the footsteps of his father, Neşat Ertaş, the son of Muharrem Ertaş. He was born in 1938 in Kırşehir's Kırtıllar village. After learning how to play saz and violin, he started working at the Ankara TRT radio house. Along with his father, he is one of the newest and the most mature singers of Türkmen Abdal music in Anatolia. Even though the style of his music is very Anatolian and Kırşehir-like, he was able to take it outside of Kırşehir and even was successful in introducing it to the international audience. What Neşat Ertaş does is basically pouring his heart and soul out, along with his selfless emotions through the beautiful sound of saz.
Gönüle gider yaroy yaroy yaroy yaroy yaroy yol gizli gizli yol gizli gizli gönülden gönüle yaroy.
Memleket hasreti. Ölmez sağ olursam bu yaz inşallah, Sıla'yı bir daha görmek istiyorum. Kırşehir'e varsam ya akşam sabah, topraklara yüzüm sürmek istiyorum. Kamanı, mucuru, çiçek dağını, Kındam, dinek bağı hem öz bağını, köylü, kentli, hastasını, sağını görüp bir muhabbet kurmak istiyorum. Hacı Bektaş, Ahi Ervan Sultanı, Aşık Paşa, Kaya Şeyhi Cananı, İmarette neslim Şeyh Süleyman'ı aşk ile bağrıma sarmak istiyorum. Ne büyüktür zevki yurdu görmenin, kaç senenin hasretine ermenin, dört bir yanda methedilen termenin şifalı suyuna girmek istiyorum. Halam sağ olsun.
Another individual who has great contributions to the Turkish folk music as a source, organizer, and poet is Şemsi Yastimanar. He was born in Kırşehir in 1923, and his interest in music and poetry started in junior high school years. His specialized singing and playing style, and people speak of him as the folk artist. He's very well known with his works in different types of poetry and the forgotten legends and satires. He was also one of the poets who helped this type of music, poetry, be introduced to different parts of life. Coincidentally, he passed away the same day and month that he was born.
Gelse tandırdan çölmeğin içine girmek istiyorum. Bir habe kemeyi yüklesem sırta, çıksam bir alamaç yapacak sırta. 5 göğsü var, 3 kaynamış yumurta, yufka ekmeğine dürmek istiyorum. Bir düğün olsa da bir kayın gitsek.
Çekiç Ali is also one of the many expert poets singers of the traditional Kırşehir songs and satires. He was born in 1932 in Kırşehir, and he's very well known with the nickname Hammer Ali of Kırşehir. He was able to better himself in his field of irony artists with his natural talent. Like others from this line of artists, he also emphasized on traditions, sadness, emotions on the area that he was from. Some of the folk tunes that he sings, Girl from Ajam, Aziziye, is heavily influenced by characteristics of where he's from, and some later became tunes for traditional folk dances. His dirges are comprised of the sad and tragic events of his times. He died on September 13th, 1973, and he's still in memories with smart satire and quick words. Now let's leave central Kırşehir and move on to Kaman County. Kaman was a part of Kırşehir in 1944 and was transferred under Ankara municipality in 1954, but again was switched back to being part of Kırşehir. Town of Çorkan is 8 kilometers away from Kaman, and it holds the Kalehöyük, which has been under close interest of the Ministry of Culture and Japanese Middle Eastern Cultural Center. Following a series of excavations showed that Kaman dates back to 3000 before Christ. Kaman's thin-shelved, highly nutritious walnut is very well known in the market, and by the latest marketing efforts in the last few years, its market share has increased dramatically. Kırşehir's second largest county is Mucur. The old caves is an indication that it was inhabited by ancient civilizations. The ancient ruins of underground cities of Mucur, Karacali, and Kepez, which dates back to the early Christian period, is a place that should be seen for its natural bird zoo and lake. The natural lakes of Seyfe and Obruk are also located in Mucur. Another town of Kırşehir, Çiçekdağ, is famous for its geothermal resorts. Agriculture is the main source of income for its inhabitants. It's still alive today because of the thermal resorts and 100th year pine events. One of the main touristic spots of Kırşehir is Seyfe Lake and the Bird's Paradise. One of the biggest flamingo retreats is known to be in this area. It is also the best place for storks. It was determined that in this area there are 480,000 birds living together. According to international organizations, if within 24 hours there are more than 25,000 water birds together, that area is considered a protected area. Since Seyfe Lake is above this criteria, it is in the main interest of many bird scientists and environmentalists. The lake and its surroundings has been declared Protection Area of Nature in 1990. These extinct birds are protected by the Bern Agreement, also signed by the Turks. The project for protecting and introducing the area is still continuing. In Kırşehir, there are about 15 big and small underground cities that were built during the fast spread of Christianity of Roman times, built for protection and prayer. Mucur Underground City, Nevşehir's Derinkuyu, and other cities in Kayaklı and Zelve are worth seeing, as well as bringing more tourism to Kırşehir. Underground City will have more importance as there will be more work done in the near future. The underground city is found 58 kilometers away from the center in the Dulkadirli İnni Murat village. It is believed that this underground city was built by Christians, either 4th or 5th century after Christ, as a monastery. The underground city has a very strong base, built by carving stones and creating 3 main areas which opened up to 10 different rooms. This underground city is open to tourism and is different from the other underground cities in our country. Kepez Underground City is located in Kepez village, 14 kilometers away from Mucur. It was opened to public in 2002 after the approval from Kırşehir Museum Directorship. It has many galleries and rooms. It gets attention due to its neat structure and ground base that is of 2 different colors. It's an essential spot for tourism. Another interesting spot is the three-legged church. Even though there is only ruins left from the building, it is thought to be a church. It has a mysterious look to itself. Emine Hatun Mosque in Mucur has placed itself in history. There's a description of Sultan Ahmet within this mosque. When you're going around the city, you are awaited by a lot of beauties. There is the Obruk Lake worth seeing not so far from Seyfe Lake and only 1 kilometer away from Ankara-Kayseri Highway. Hirfanlı Dam Lake contributes to the beauty of the area. Inevitable, since the area is stuck in the middle, it's longing for sea. However, Hirfanlı takes away a part of this problem. In the summer, the surroundings of Hirfanlı is one of the most popular spots. Starting in spring, those who love picnicking run to Hirfanlı. At the same time, it covers the need for a beach in this area. The Kalendar Baba Shrine in Kırşehir Merkez Karalar Village is also one of the locations that is of interest. It was built in 1135 by Kılıç Arslan, one of the Anatolian Selçuk sultans. It presents the Selçuk architecture with a structure with stones. The stone of onyx is very important in Kırşehir's handcraftsmanship. The accessoires and decorations made with this stone of onyx are worth seeing. All these creations could be kept as Kırşehir remembrances for years. In conclusion, it's an evil eye in the middle of Anatolia with its saints, poets, and composers. Kırşehir, with its Ahi Evren Veli, who played a big role in Anatolia becoming Turkish and Muslim, Yunus Emre, Hacı Bektaş Veli, and those like Aşık Said. Dadaloğlu, Muharrem Ertaş, Şemsi Yastımanlı, and Neşet Ertaş out of the heart of Kırşehir. It became the capital for folk music and Bozlak culture. With the sounds of the drums, zurna, and saz, Kırşehir has become the heart of Turkey and the world. By sticking to its culture, it takes strong and confident steps to the future, making sure it also contributes to our country.